Welcome back to Ringside Ramble. It's me, Niall, bringing you a reaction to what we've just seen from the Ariake Arena in Japan as the phenom Junto Nakatani has registered another knockout, another big knockout at bantamweight as he's defeated Tasana Salapat in the sixth round to retain his WBC bantamweight world title. Yeah, of course, the headline act of a two-day bonanza from Tekken, seven world title fights across 2 days, and Junto, the pound for pound consensus top 10 pound for pound star with another expected win against the unexpectedly kind of game opponent in Tasana Salapat. Before this fight, it was seen as quite rightly a severe mismatch. No kind of shame on Salapat for that, but Drunto, a pound for pound top 10 star, as I said, and Salapat, an interesting one, of course, former Muay Thai fighter, so he was going to be tough, but a weird record, nearly 80 fights. Yeah, nearly 80 fights. But if you look through his record, a dreadful list of opposition. No disrespect. As Bert Sugar would say, fighters that weren't household names in their own household. A lot of fighters with losing records. A lot of fighters with plenty of losses, a lot of debutants. Just yeah, really dreadful list of opponents for Tasana Salapat. So a very overinflated record coming into this. Of course, the only fight on his record that he lost was to Takuma Inoue. No shame in that, former world champion, but he was quite soundly beaten in that one. So it was expected to be a massive mismatch. Quite underwhelming fight early on, but Salapat surprised, especially in the fifth round. He was able to kind of get Nakatani in the pocket, land some good shots of his own, and eat big shots from Nakatani. Mentioned the toughness of being a Muay Thai fighter, incredibly tough, and he ate shots that bowled over the likes of uh, Astrolabio or Santiago. Alejandro Santiago. He ate them and kept coming. Absolute credit to him, but it was in the very next round that Nakatani closed the show. First of all, it was a beautiful combination, blistering speed. Yeah, phenomenal combination. That floored the Sana Salapak quite heavy. And to be honest with you, I have no idea how Salapak got up from that first combination. He looked out on the floor. He looked like he really struggled to get up, but he did. He followed the referee's instructions, and the referee waved it on. And credit to him, he kept coming. Then, such a tough operator, and he gave it a real go. But right at the end of the round, a huge left hand from Junto Nakatani closed the show. Floored Tasana Salapat heavy again, and yeah, the referee rightly waved it off. So it's another stoppage win, 3 from 3 at bantamweight for Junto Nakatani as he stops Tasana Salapat in round six of their WBC World Bantamweight title fight to retain his green and gold strap. So, yeah, the question now is what's next for Junto Nakatani, the great Junto Nakatani, and there's a lot of fascinating options for boxing fans. There's a lot of fascinating options for Junto Nakatani. First of all, there's the option of staying at 118 to cement his legacy and unify the world titles, which I think he will do. I think he'll look to unify before the fights that we'll mention in a few minutes. But if you look at the bantamweight scene, it's ruled by Japan. You've got Yoshiki Takai, the WBO champion, Ryosuke Nishida, um, the IBF champion, and the new WBA champion as of yesterday, Seiya Satsumi, who produced a marvelous performance to defeat Takuma Inoue, to win to dethrone him and win the WBA title. There was of course talks of Junto facing Takuma in a big clash before Junto could move up and face Takuma's brother, which we'll talk about in a while. But yeah, Satsumi produced a marvelous performance, relentless pressure, outworked, out hustled Takuma Inoue to win a decision, a well deserved decision. And I mentioned kind of on the reaction that I done yesterday to the Satsumi and Inoue fight. As good as Satsumi looked yesterday, and as aggressive as he is, and as kind of that beautiful educated pressure that he brings, the level changes, the head and body. I think stylistically he's absolutely tailor made for Junto Nakatani. Junto Nakatani, I think, would pick him off and produce a stunning knockout. I think he's tailor made for a huge knockout. I really do. Junto Nakatani can do it all. He's the most beautiful fighter on the eye to watch in the whole of sport, the whole of the sport. One of them, at least, anyway. He can do it all. He's big at the weight. He's rangy. He's a southpaw. He's lightning quick, hand speed, beautiful footwork, huge power, as we're seeing at 118. And he can fight on the inside as well. He showed it today, and he showed it before. Like as long as he is and as clever with his technical ability as he is, he's a very good inside fighter as well. So he can do it all. But I just think that range, the speed, and the power is tailor made for Satsumi. He's gonna walk Satsumi onto something big and flatten him. He's gonna flatten him out. And he beat the likes of Yoshiki Takai and Ryosuke Nishida as well he go undisputed at bantamweight at the current landscape of bantamweight, you definitely go undisputed for me. There's no question about that. But the super fights, there's two absolute mega fights that'll be boxing fans' dreams. The first one for me, which I'd love to see, is my favorite fighter in the world at the minute coming up from super flyweight, would be Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Jesse Bam Rodriguez and Junto Nakatani would be one of the most technically beautiful fights you'll ever see in your life. It really would. It'd be absolutely fascinating. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, of course, also one of the most well-rounded fighters in the sport that you'll see. So beautiful on the eye to watch. Big puncher. But how would he handle that size and that power and that speed of Junto coming up? He could absolutely beat Junto Nakatani. Jesse Bam Rodriguez is good enough to do it if he comes up. But Junto Nakatani could definitely beat Jesse Rodriguez. But it'd be a fascinating fight to see. It really would be fascinating. Of course, Jesse Rodriguez fights Pedro Guevara in Philadelphia in November. He'll get through that with relative ease. And then if he doesn't kind of choose the unified superfly himself, which he would relatively easily, if the Junto Nakatani fight can be made, huge legacy defining fight for both men there. So yeah, that'd be absolutely outstanding. But the big one and what they're gearing towards is Junto Nakatani against Naoya Inoue at 122 pounds, likely in 2025. And that again, like the Bam Rodriguez fight, would be one of the most technically brilliant affairs you'll ever see. It'd be the biggest fight in Japanese boxing history by a long, long way. Rightly so. Probably sell out the Tokyo Dome. And yeah, as I mentioned, what more do you need to say about Noah anyway? We know potential, possibly the pound for pound king of the sport, the ungodly power, the ability, the durability, the speed. You know, he's an absolute monster by name, monster by nature. He's one of the best fighters in the world for a reason. But Junto Nakatani could absolutely beat Noah anyway. You might get laughed at for saying that, but that would be disrespectful to Junto Nakatani. He absolutely could. I don't see why he couldn't beat Noah anyway. I really don't. He has the attributes to do it. As I mentioned, the size, the range, the boxing IQ, the speed, the footwork, the power to cause anyway real problems. So if they kind of, I don't see how you could write Nakatani off, and that a lot of people would, but I don't see how you could do it. Um, that'd be a dream fight, not only for Japanese boxing fans, but for boxing fans in general. It'd be absolutely incredible to witness. But yeah, if those unifications can't be made, which I think they will, I think, of course, anyway, fight Sam Goodman in December, he'll come through that. Junto will probably have unifications in the meantime that he'll win. No disrespect to the champions at 118, but those fights, if it's not in your way, bam, get Bam up from 115 for another super fight. They'd be the dream for 2025. But yeah, I think Nakatani has every chance of winning both of them. And he would absolutely, in my opinion, go undisputed at bantamweight at the very least. He's pound for pound top 10 for a reason. And if he beats Inoue or Bam, he shoots further up that to at least top five, at least, if not higher, and rightly so. So yeah, hopefully they get made. And boxing fans will be in for an absolute treat in 2025. So yeah, that's just my quick reaction to what we've seen from Junto Nakatani as he's knocked out Tasana Salapat in round six at the Ariake Arena to retain his WBC bantamweight world title, leaving him on the cusp of some huge fights, whether that be at 118 unifications or against the likes of a Bam Rodriguez or an Oya anyway. So yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. What did you make of Junto's performance? How surprised were you with Salapat? And yeah, how far can Junto go? Will he unify at 118 or will it be harder than I'm kind of suggesting it will be? And how would he fare against the likes of Jesse Rodriguez or not anyway? Could he pull off wins there? Let us know what you think. And as always, don't forget, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Still trying to get it off the ground, so I'd appreciate all the help possible in subscribing. Give us a like on the video. Follow us over on Ringside Ramble, over on X. Always content there to engage with. Always good debate to get involved with. And yeah, until next time, speak again and take care.